Hello, beautiful souls out there. Happy Monday. This week, we have a very exciting week, and because we are in the Lionsgate portal, it officially, the peak of the energy is tomorrow on the 8th of the 8th. And so, hi, thanks for watching, Kaz. Good to see you here. Hello on Instagram, Facebook, and Zoom. So the Lionsgate portal, and I don't know if you've been feeling the energy, it has been amazing, amazing energy. So intensified. This is a powerful time for manifestation. And I really encourage you to focus on everything that you want to bring into your life, because the veil has been lifted on the planet, and this is your time to, what specifically do you want? Put that energy out there, because there's no dense energy stopping you. So be really clear about what you want. And also what I like to write out is why I want that thing, and what will that do for you, and why do you believe that you want that thing. So use this powerful energy of the Lionsgate portal. Like I said, it peaks tomorrow, but it actually is open for 2 weeks. Started on the 28th of July and then closes around the August the 12th. So tomorrow, meaning, because today's the 7th here in Australia, in the US, you're still on the 6th. So Tuesday the 8th is when the energy actually is at its peak. Now, what the Lionsgate portal is really where in the whole universe, it's the alignment of Sirius, as well as lining up in the sky with the earth. And it's like this whole portal of light coming through. It's all about manifestations, but higher consciousness. So if you've been having lots of dreams lately, and all the questions that you're asking before you go to bed are just like, bang, here's the answer for this. I got clarity on this. Here's a solution for this problem. What will I do for here? Okay, bang. And it's like all this clarity. That's where it's about opening up and receiving that clarity, receiving the answers that you have, but it's like a direct phone line to source energy. So it's where you're going, okay, what do I do about this situation, this circumstance, or I've got this problem, how will I solve it? And then bang, there's the answer. So follow your inner guidance. I know I say that every time, but this is such a powerful time to really take time to meditate, drop into your heart and listen to your inner guidance, because there's so much wisdom and clarity and insights coming through for you for your future. This whole month of August, we actually have 2 super moons. So on the 1st of August, we had a super full moon. And then at the end of the month, we have another super full moon. And then the Lionsgate this week. So the whole month is amazing energy to really create the future that you choose to have. Now, if there is any shadow parts or aspects of yourself that is requires an upgrade, requires you to look at those aspects. These are also called blind spots. When I did the constellation group, it was like, well, you know, let's focus on your passion, your purpose, and your blind spot. So it's the blind spot is those unconscious beliefs and thoughts and emotions and those stuck programs in the subconscious mind that is stopping you from being your magnificent self. And identifying, okay, I recognize this behavior is quite destructive, and what do I choose instead? So when that behavior comes up, it's like, feel the emotions that are attached to it, acknowledge it, and then transmute the energy. Remember, all emotion is just energy in motion, and nothing's wrong with you, and nothing needs fixing. It's just looking at that shadow part of you that is coming to the surface in order to be cleared. So when that emotion comes up, it's an opportunity for you to go, oh, I'm feeling anger. And I was actually talking to a couple of people on the weekend, and they said on all week they've been feeling a lot of anger and frustration and irritability coming to the surface. Recognize that and transmute the energy, and just trust everything always works out for you, and let go of the fear, because it's the fear that's keeping the story in place. So let's use anxiety as an example. If you're feeling anxious about something, therefore you've created this story in your mind. And if you can think of like a train going past, right? Well, you've jumped on one of the carriages, and away your mind, this is the ego mind that has created this story. Oh my God, it's going to end like this. Oh my God, and this happened, and this, and this, and this. Your mind has just created this whole scenario, and then the end result is, oh my God, my world's falling apart, and that's what creates the anxiety. So it's that the fear that has started that story, and then away you go on that train track. And so it's recognizing, stop in that present moment, and recognize this is just fear. And fear stands for false evidence appearing real. So it's not even real, it's all an illusion. And stop, and that's how you can stop the anxiety right here, right now, the quickest way. Okay, but it takes awareness. So a lot of people that I speak to, and a lot of clients, they are caught up in their head and they're not allowing themselves to feel. And this is where it's about balancing the three brains, you know, your head, your heart, and your gut. And I'm doing another presentation on this week, and if you're interested, let me know. So in the head brain is where all the thoughts are, and the processing and the logic, you know, and then we've got our left brain and our right brain. But this is also where the ego lives, and this is the storyteller in your head. So when you can drop into your heart and actually feel and open up your heart, that's where you start to trust your intuition and trust your feelings. And how does that feel? And when you can really focus on and make your choices based on how it feels rather than what the head is saying, then you're going to make progress. Any questions on that, let me know. So the Lionsgate portal is a powerful manifestation time, and it's where all the constellations are all aligned, and this is where the veil has been lifted on the planet to help you to bring in everything that you choose to bring into your life. So use this week wisely, and tomorrow for the 8th of the 8th, block out some time to actually meditate on this and write out what your intentions are. Focus on the positive intentions. Also, wherever you are living in the world, I encourage you to get out in the sunshine and allow the sunlight to pour down through the top of your head. This is your crown chakra at the top of your head, and allow that light to actually penetrate and absorb into your body. What this is going to do is activate every DNA, as well as the cells in your body, as well as your light codes. So set that intention when you're out in the sunlight, is absorb it through every cell in your body. And what you could do, coupled with this, is stand out on the grass with bare feet and suck up the earth energy at the same time that the sunlight is pouring down through your body. And this is so beneficial. And if you just want to experiment and see how it feels, and set the intention on what you choose to get through this little exercise, and let me know, because this is all about your positive intentions on what you're putting out there, and allowing the information to come through. And I can assure you there is so many insights coming through, and it's really just surrender, get the head out of the way and allow yourself to receive. Open up your heart and just sit in your heart space and feel. Okay, so I've because it is a powerful manifestation time, I've got Abraham Hicks Ask and It Is Given cards. I've been following Abraham Hicks for over 20 years, and I've always loved, goal setting. It's something that I started when I was 17, when I had a hobby business with a multi-level marketing company. And that was one of the trainings. It was like setting our goals. And I am proud to say, back then, I used to cut out pictures in a magazine, and I would stick those pictures of everything that I wanted in this scrapbook. So with glue, and anyway, and I had this whole scrapbook of everything that I wanted. Well, I'm pleased to say I manifested every single thing. And then I went off to travel the world, and I was traveling, backpacking for about 3 years around the world, covered, about 35 countries in that trip. And interesting, that one fell out. So this whole goal setting your intentions, whatever way works for you. I mean, then also vision boards is another option. I used to teach vision boards. I haven't taught that workshop for a while, but there's a lot of people that are doing it. If you're interested, I may put on a workshop, but it's a really powerful manifestation time for you to focus. So I'm just going to pick up this card. So the card is interesting. It is natural for my body to be well. Now, this is very interesting. I'll read the message first. You do not have to think specific positive thoughts about your body, but you have to not think specific negative thoughts, if you could never again think about your body and instead just think pleasant thoughts, your body would reclaim its natural place of wellness. Well, that's interesting. A client that I've just fired, actually, he's more addicted to his past story than he is about his future. And so when I said about the whole story and being, caught up, it's like if you're not 100% committed to being well, therefore all you're feeding is that old program, that old story in the past that's keeping you sick or physically disabled or whatever it is. And so be aware of what old story and program you're running, and is there destructive behaviors that you are currently doing that need to be addressed right now. And also with that, when you are feeling the emotions, what a lot of people do is they'll use alcohol to numb out, or they'll use food to numb out, or they'll use other substances, or they'll get on their devices, or there's some kind of addiction. It's any kind of addiction. It's like, oh, I'm feeling, and these emotions come up, and it's like, quick, occupy my mind. It's like, let me distract myself instead of feeling. And this is what I was talking about with the fear. When the fear comes up, well, then these old habits just repeat. And this is something that I teach in the 5-day discovery, and creating new habits for your success. So when you actually recognize, oh, this is coming to the surface, actually see it as just energy, and what's that energy telling you, and then you can let it go and transmute it. It's like, oh, I see you. Thanks for reminding me that you're there, and now I release you and I let you go. And it's transmuting that energy. So when my clients come and see me and we're feeling into energy blocks actually in their physical body, well, we just talk to that part, and we transmute it and release it and dissolve it, and it's gone. And so this is how quick that you can actually resolve any issues that are going on, either held in the physical body or in the subconscious mind. So when it comes to body issues, we all have a body. And so how many people do you talk to on a daily basis that are complaining about their physical body? And there's so many conversations I have with people, and this is what I actually teach people. If you are complaining about any physical ailment in your body, you're giving it energy, you're giving it power, and you're keeping it alive, and you're also repeating that story and constantly feeding that story energy. So focus on what you want instead. And even if you're feeling tired or lethargic or fatigued, it's like when someone says, how are you? I'm feeling fantastic. And then keep telling yourself that you feel fantastic, and I'm so excited about X, Y, and Z, and I'm so blessed to be alive. That's it's constant. What words are coming out of your mouth, what thoughts are going on in your mind, because energetically that's the energy that you're putting out there. Even if you're thinking about the story, this is also what will create that anxiety, is by constantly thinking about the old story. So have a think about. This is, you know, really being honest with yourself about what's coming up for you. What are you aware of? Now, this all just takes awareness. What am I thinking about? What stories am I telling myself? And also, what do I choose instead? And so this Lionsgate portal is bringing stuff to the surface because darkness cannot survive when it's so light. Okay, we've got 2 super full moons at each end of this month. What the full moon does is illuminates and brings light to it, all of those little dark areas, and we all have them. We all have these shadow parts. So it's looking at these aspects of ourselves, taking the emotional charge out of it, and just recognize that these aspects of ourselves are just anchor points that keep us here and grounded on the planet. And it's not about trying to get rid of them. They're just anchor points, and just see them as that. They're anchor points. And it's all part of being human. That's why we're here. When we came into these physical bodies, we all put up a hand, said, I choose to grow and ascend as a soul. And I choose to learn and grow while I'm here in this physical body. So nobody's perfect. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in Tibet and meditating 24/7 for years and years, you are still learning and growing. You've just chosen a different path, and you may not have as many triggers, but you're still going to feel those emotions come up. So a funny story that my spiritual teacher said is, there was, you know, this master, and he was so angry, and he was throwing tables and chairs, you know, and smashing the wall. And his, you know, disciple, excuse me, says, but master, you're so enlightened and you're meant to be perfect. And his response was, yes, and I got angry perfectly. So there you go. Thanks for watching on Insta. Let me know if you would like a card. I've got the Good Tarot cards, but I've also got the other tarot cards here, and I will choose one for everybody, and I'll just choose one. I'm just really enjoying these cards and the messages, and also the artwork. So the cards are just beautiful. So look at the beautiful artwork on all these tarot cards. It's so I'll choose one for everyone. And also I sent out my newsletter this morning, and if you didn't get it, let me know. I can send that out, and I talk more about the Lionsgate portal, as well as what's going on in more detail energetically, and also what's coming up this Saturday. If you are in Brisbane, Australia, I am facilitating an event. It's like a speed networking event, but it's where I'm facilitating and giving you the questions to ask each other, and they're deep, profound, conscious questions that really connect you to your heart, and really get out of your head and into your heart. And when you answer these questions, you actually open up your heart and you respond from your heart. So if you would like to come to that event, it is on Eventbrite as well as Facebook events. or just send me a direct message and then I can send you the link for that. Okay. What is the message for the collective, for everybody who is watching or who will watch in the future? And hi Pranav, thanks for being here. Okay. And also remember, this is a time of balance, to come into balance, which is the first step of my bend method, and releasing any patterns or old destructive behavior. And another quick way to do that, if you are feeling any overwhelm or stress or feeling out of balance and just overwhelmed or anxious, is connect with nature. Like I said, go out, stand on the grass, you know, go out. If you've got trees around you, connect with, you know, the birds and any nature around you. Go sit in a park. Okay, that one jumped out. So we have the world. So the world, this is all about, we've got the wreath. It's basically all about fertility, and this is all about manifestation, because we've got the 4 areas all around this card of the world. Everything is available to you. Everything is there for you. And we've got the animals, but and even though it shows a girl in this picture, it's actually, there's no gender. But I'll explain more about what the world meaning is, but it's really about, this is a time of fertility. It's also a time of, you know, manifestation and attracting exactly what you want into your life. So the world is the final card, because it's a major arcana card as well, and represents completion. So talking about the destructive behaviors, what are you ready to let go of and complete? And so at the point when the world is realized, the journey must start again. So goes the story of every man's life. We do not reach a certain point of achievement and then stop. Following completion is the need to proceed to the beginning of the next thing. The new always evokes the fool, and the journey will inevitably evoke the essence of the other cards. In a reading, this card means that a moment of completion or attainment has arrived. This may take many forms, and the passing of exams, the occasion of a marriage, or the birth of a child, to name a few. Whatever the moment of achievement refers to, it is certain that after the triumph, there must be a regrouping in order to start again on a new journey. So even when we leave this physical body, we can reincarnate into another body. So we're always constantly learning and upgrading for our soul. And so it's like, what are you completing? Is there projects that you're completing right now? Is there areas of your life that are coming to an end? And also, what are you about to rebirth and start afresh? Because with this energy right now, it is like a rebirth of new beginnings, and the old way of being, the old programs, the old whatever way that you were being has now ended. So now, how are you, what new things are you bringing into your life and rebirthing the new way of being, the new version of you, the new you, which is the end result of the Ben method, or I've got the 5R renewal program. It's all about renewal and healing of the heart, so that you can operate from a place of joy and love and peace and wake up excited and enthusiastic every single day and feel excited about the new adventures that will unfold for you during the day. And so when you wake up with so much passion and joy and with that intention, the rest of the day is going to be so magical, and it will just unfold because your thoughts at the beginning of the day set the tone for the rest of the day. So whatever you focus on, as soon as, even before you open your eyes, what are the first thoughts that you're thinking about as soon as you wake up? Well, then that will set the tone for the rest of the day. So make it something good, because every day is an opportunity to create memorable moments. It's a new day. It's a fresh start. So what are you focused on, and what are you putting energy and attention into? And if it's not working for you, you have a choice to change it, change the old story, change the old way of being. And if there is destructive behaviors, well, you have a choice to change it. Okay, I'm going to choose another deck. This is the Good Tarot. And also, if you would like a card, let me know. Or if you'd like a private reading, just book a chat with me and we can have a chat and see what's coming up for you. Oh, okay, this is choosing another card for everybody. So we got 4 of fire. So four of fire, and I'll just share the meaning of that, is a new creative phase, celebration, pleasure, and harmony in relationships. Dancers have partners, singers have musicians, helping them create sweet music. And I find others who are in sync with me and my desires. It's a time for celebrating friendship and all that others bring to my life, a time for revelry and relishing the pleasures of being in good company, making magic together with others in the focus at this time. So in regards to relationships, Venus, because this month we also have 6 planets retrograde and Venus being one. And so Venus is all about relationships. So if there is anything coming up for you in regards to relationships, again, drop into your heart and just feel and do your own shadow work, and just come back to the breath. You know, when you're meditating, you can incorporate some breath work. Breath will just help to relax the body. You get back into your parasympathetic nervous system, and the breath, just breathe in and breathe out. And it's that simple, and just keep the balance in your mind, your body, every system, every organ. It's everything that's physiologically going on in our body and all the different systems and organs and just our breathing. Your body's constantly trying to come into homeostasis, which is balance. So being aware and really tuning into your body and listening to your body, you actually can be more in control of your thoughts and your actions and what you're focused on. Because anything that's not working for you and what you resist will persist. So I encourage you, look at those shadow aspects and clear the energy and be very intentional about setting positive intentions for this Lionsgate portal. And remember that the heart is the transmitter in the world. So it's got, we are transmitting this electromagnetic field out into the world and then attracting what we choose to bring into our life while we're here in this world together. And how can you uplift the energy for yourself as well as for others when you transmit your heart energy and the light and the love and just radiate love and light out into the world? Amazing things will come back to you. And that's how you create a magical life and create those miracles in your life. It's really that simple. So enjoy this week of creating magic. You have the magic within you. Tap into that. Use this energy this week of the Lionsgate portal to create and manifest and attracting to your life everything you choose to have and be and do. Let me know how you go, and sending much love, many blessings. Have a magical week, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. And if you would like to set up a private one-to-one, go to my website and book a time for that on my website. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Have a magical week, many blessings, much love. Bye.